What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What's the 411. And right now, we're going to break down a video that seems to be out there circulating with a little bit of misinformation. All right? So let me break this down for y'all real quick. What's up, everybody? Welcome to... This is the live version. The first time we're going live with What's the 411. All right. I want to thank you guys for checking us out. What's the 411? And today we're going to talk about a particular video that I received in my messenger. And apparently, I guess it's going to be going around pretty fast. And so I took a look at it real quick. And after I watched it, it was about 8 minutes. All right. 8 minutes of the video. And particularly at the end of the video is what really grabbed my attention, because I happen to know some information already in regards to what the video was talking about. So in essence, I received a messenger from the name came like a Russian type of name, and I played it. I'm going to play a little bit of it from the beginning, and I'm going to play in particular what I want to show you guys at the end. All right. And as you see here, you see a Jim Kenzie. I don't know if this is the original person who created this. I don't know if he created the video, but apparently he must have got a hold of this video and circulated it around. And from one person to the next, I end up getting it. All right. The person that sent me the video, at least the name, I'm not familiar with at all. Like I said, it was some type of Russian or Czechoslovakian type of name. So I'm going to play a little bit of this video, and we're going to get into just a little breakdown. So I'm not going to be on here long, but I just want to show you some things. And when I show you, I just want you to think for yourself. I want you to keep things in mind. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So let's play a little bit of this.
Facebook blessings, kings, queens, gods, and goddesses. God is good all the time. We are all one, and there's always enough to share, and let nobody tell you different. So listen, I wanted to talk to y'all about this cop that killed George Floyd. This is no cop. This is an actor. This is a crisis actor. All right? This is one of those people who, when there's a bombing or a bad hurricane or tornado or shooting, they on the news with the sob story, or they had to save somebody, or they saw something happen. They were at the crisis actor. All right? If you don't believe this, let's see some crises he's been into. Okay? Right there, you got the Boston bombings. Who's that? Yes. All right. That's one crisis. Here's another crisis. Sandy Hook bombings. Who's that? Okay. And you got your big guy right here too. And yet another crisis. All righty. Bear with me here. This ain't easy. Kind of blunted. So this guy right here, his partner, crisis actor. That badge is painted on, ironed on the shirt. Not real. Not a cop. Actor. Okay? These are crisis actors. They put on an act for crisis. Okay? They are Freemasons. Understand this, because they have an objective, and they're using you to start a race war. And ever since they've seen it's been working, they've been continuously putting things on that screen that look just like what you finally jumped up for. All right? I just saw one a few minutes ago with them pulling a girl titty out. So listen, moving right along. There's more to go. All right? This dude right here, this guy right here, this guy right here is a 33rd degree Mason. The one you're fighting the world over is a 33rd degree Mason. What is that? What's that tattoo on his shirt, on his chest say? Same thing as that. And that says, for order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. Right on the man's chest. Okay? He's trying to get order out of us by the chaos that they are causing. And he is not
Okay, I'm gonna
even
stop this video
dead.
here real
Do you know
quick, and I'm
that?
gonna move to the
Don't worry, I'll
next
prove it.
part of the video. So first of all, I'm real suspicious with the information this dude's putting out. Yes, do I think that there are crisis actors sometimes? Yes. Um, there's been in the past, there's been pictures of people, like for instance, the marathon bombing, and then some other events, maybe Sandy Hook. Some people were pulling up pictures saying the same, if it was a white woman or a child or a man, they will pull up a picture saying, you know, this same person was at this event when this event happened. All right. They would, you know, every now and then, some people would pull up pictures showing that the same person was in one crisis event. And then when another crisis event occurred, they showed up to be in that picture. Or sometimes in interviews, you'll see where the news will be interviewing a person, and then next thing you know, that same person will be in some event, maybe 6, 7 months, a year or two later, they're in another event, and people are, you know, pointing it out like, hey, this person was over here at this event and it was in this state. And next thing you know, in another city and state, the same person's over here. Again, like I said, I think I have a little suspicion of this particular video, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So later on today, maybe next few days or so, I might, you know, go back and analyze this video a little bit more, do some more digging and compiling some more information together and analyzing it a little bit more. So what caught my attention, let me see if I can bring it down here, is, and you guys can just, you know, find this Jim McKenzie here on Facebook and just look up this video and see what you can, you know, look at it in full. I'm not going to play the full thing. Like I said, it's kind of suspect to me. And I think this is what I want to look for right here. All right. So I'm going to play some more of this video here. And then I'm going to show you some things real quick in regards to this portion of the video. All right. Again, you guys, if you want to look through it entirely, you know, find this Jim McKenzie, or I keep saying McKenzie, but Jim Kenzie on Facebook. Maybe you'll find this video. And this, of course, is before it disappears or people start calling it out. Maybe people start saying, hey, it's a bunch of garbage or whatever. But I wanted to show something real quick. All right, so let me play this real fast here. And let's see what we got. All right, hold on here. Okay, let's go on and play this.
It wouldn't be very easy for him to show up at his own funeral, would it? Who's that? Who the fuck is that? Don't be stupid. They playing you. That's not his family. These are crisis actors, every single one of them. Every single one you see. All right? And if you got a doubt in your mind, which most people do, because motherfuckers don't know how to listen until it's right before they get thrown into a fire, here you go. Bam. Let's back it up a bit. There's your boy.
All right, let me stop the
There's
video real quick and point out some things here.
There's your boy.
And I might put it back some. So the person in this video is saying that this guy that's in the RIP shirt and with the hoodie on and right here, he's saying that that's George Floyd and that he is playing everybody and that the whole crew is playing everybody. He's saying this guy is George Floyd. All right. Keep this in mind. Now I'm going to keep this picture on here for a few seconds. The guy in this video is claiming that these are all crisis actors. They're playing everybody. That Chauvin's a crisis actor. That Tutao, the other officer, the Asian dude, is a crisis actor. He said something about the badge on Tao's shirt is sewn in. In regards to that, there are some uniforms, police uniforms, where the badges are sewn into the shirt, woven into the shirt. That doesn't mean that it was that's a crisis actor because his shirt had a woven, tied in badge on it. Because there are, or there have been, don't know if other departments still do it or not. I know for 100% fact that there are shirts that have badges sewn into them. There's no doubt. I have firsthand information. Okay. If you want to get with me later and find out how I have firsthand information, for those who don't know, I have firsthand information to tell you that there are police shirts that have the badge is actually sewn into the shirt. So that doesn't mean because Tao's badge was sewn in to his shirt or however he was saying it, meaning that he was a crisis actor. All right. Although I'm not saying there hasn't been crisis actors on major events. And I think I spoke about this in a previous podcast show, saying that you can have staged events, but the results of the staged events can result in people getting seriously injured or killed. All right. It can be staged, but it can be staged and somebody ends up getting killed for real. All right. It could be staged and nobody gets killed, and it can be just crisis actors. All right. Maybe another time I'll tell you about a particular event that looked real, but I know it wasn't because I attended this event. All right. But that's probably later for another time. But I'll say this, when I seen this event, it looked so real. It looked so real, like you thought it was a real situation where people's legs bloodied and missing legs and limbs injured. It looked real, but it was acting. All right. That's something for another time. So go back to this picture. This guy on this video is claiming that the person you're looking at right now in this picture is actually George Floyd, and that this is all a stage thing and stage event, right? And then let me pull up this picture, see if I can get a semi close up. Okay. The people in this picture here, he was saying that these are all crisis actors. See that guy? I'm showing you certain people in particular. You see the guy in the gray, all right? Then you see the girl with the mask on. And then there's a guy behind the girl. He's saying these are all crisis actors. They could be, but I actually know their names. I don't know them personally, but I know their names. All right. So the guy in the video is saying they are all part of the crisis acting. As a matter of fact, the guy in the gray, I think is really suspect on some other stuff. And maybe I'll get into that. Maybe not. Maybe on another. I think I mentioned him before in a podcast episode. All right. However, he's saying this is a crisis actor. She is who the guy behind, and I'm gonna tell you who the guy behind her is. I'm gonna tell you who she is. I'm gonna tell you who the guy in the gray is, and I'm gonna tell you who this guy is, who he keeps claiming is George Floyd, standing at it. He keeps saying at his own funeral. All right, that's another thing to keep in mind. He keeps saying that this guy right here is actually George Floyd the whole time, saying that this is all a setup. All right. All right. So with that being said, let me pull some things up here real quick and show you. All right. Here we go. That's what I wanted right there. And then I'm going to show you some other things here. So let's exit out of this real quick. All righty. And then let's pull up another thing real fast. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now I showed you guys the pictures of certain people. All right. So now I'm going to show you something real quick. All right. Now, what you guys are looking at right now, you see that guy in the picture, the tallest guy in the picture. All right. The tallest guy in the picture. Now I'm going to go back and forth real fast. Keep this in mind. Look at the guy in that picture. All right. Now, this is the dude in the video saying that was George Floyd. All right. Let me go back again and show you something real quick. And I want y'all to lose this and miss this. Okay. Hold on here. Let me get this pulled back up. All righty. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Let's get back out of that. All righty. Let's go back. Let's see if this is the one I want. Hopefully that pulls up here. There we go. All right. So there you go. Once again, in the video, this guy is saying, oh, that's George Floyd. This is all a crisis act. That's George Floyd with the mask covering his face and his glasses on. And they are setting they're playing everybody, right? They're playing everybody. They're setting them up. All right. So keep that picture in mind. I'm going to switch to another. All right. So keep that face in your brain visionary. All right. So that's supposed to be George Floyd, right? But in reality, this is who this is. Okay. Let me show you who he is. All right. The guy who this dude in the video saying is George Floyd is Steven Jackson. All right. That's who the person was in the picture. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know if he's sent out to send misinformation or misinform people. But the person he claimed was George Floyd is Steven Jackson. This is the same scene that the guy was referring to in his video. He said it was at a funeral. This is a press conference, not a funeral. All right. Everybody's sitting in, I don't know if it's some state building or some law building or courtroom building or whatever it was, but these are all the same people. When I told you, let me go back again. Now, I told you there was a girl and there was a guy behind the girl. The guy behind the girl is this guy right here. That's my son. He's a rapper. All right. I guess he's kind of partly activist as well. He does activist work. That's my son. He's from the Bronx. All right. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to my home borough. That's my son that was in the video that he claimed these are all crisis actors. Behind him is the person also that was in this guy's video that had the gray on. So let me go back real quick and show you that one and set the stage up. This is why you got to be careful when folks be coming out here putting stuff out and trying to trick folks. All right. You got to be careful for people like that. Now, let me pull this up. There you go. So again, the girl in the front, I'm going to tell you who she is in a second. The guy in the back, I just told you, was my son. That's the rapper. All right. The guy in the gray. Let me see if we can get him. There you go. All right. See that picture right there? That's the guy in the gray shirt or sweatshirt, hoodie. You got the mask on. Again, I'm going to get the other part of this to show you real quick. So this dude, I think, is putting out some misinformation, disinformation, however you want to put it. Because that same gray, the dude in the gray shirt, there you go in the video, right? I mean, in this, it's a video, but I'm just not playing the video. But here it is. You got my son right here. That was the guy that was behind the girl with the mask. This guy right here is Steven Jackson, a former NBA player and friend of George Floyd. In that video that I played for you, whoever this dude is, I'm not going to call him any names or anything like that just yet. But this was the guy that was in his video who he was claiming was actually George Floyd. He said they were all standing at the funeral. This is not a funeral setting. All right. They're at some type of court building or whatever, and they're having like a press conference. All right. So this is who you actually seen, who this guy claimed was. He had the shades on and had the mask over his face. That's Steven Jackson. That wasn't George Floyd. So whoever done this video is sitting out lying to folks. All right. This is Steven Jackson, former NBA player. Now, he himself has said, because he was friend of George Floyd, he said a lot of people used to mistaken both of them as real brothers. They kind of looked alike. So I think Steven Jackson mentioned that himself. And sometimes he would call George Floyd, that's my brother, because they were about the same height, same weight, and they kind of looked similar at times. I don't know if they had cut their hair the same at some point or whatever, what have you. But this is whoever this dude is in this, who put this video out on Facebook, is out here trying to misinform folks, trying to be deceptive. And you got to be careful for people like that. All right. There's a lot of other nonsense already going on as it is. And then you got another knucklehead who's putting out a video saying this is all staged event. And I'm not saying that events don't get staged. Sometimes they do get staged. As we all know, and as you guys might have seen, there's video out showing that a lot of white people, male and female, are the ones that have been starting the fires and damaging property, when normally, because of social media, now people can take videos and pictures and snap all that, when the mainstream news will always try to front it off to say it was black people. So we know that things can be staged, skewed, be deceptive. So we all know that. But this video, if you guys happen to see this video out and start circulating, I want it to be the one, I don't know if I'm the first one or whatever, to let you know that whoever's putting this video out on Facebook or wherever it ends up circulating, let me exit that again and just show y'all, so you will be aware of what's going on here. Let me see where we at. There we go. This is the video that's been, I guess, circulating on Facebook. Again, like I said, the guy in the gray shirt, I'm gonna tell you who he is in a minute. The girl is Tamika Mallory. She's another activist. All right. But the guy in this video saying they're all crisis actors and that this picture here is George Floyd. I just showed you that it was Steven Jackson. So this guy's out here putting out misinformation, being deceptive to y'all. All right. Wanted to show you that. And again, like I said, there you go. All right, let me put it here a little more. Okay. That's Tamika Mallory in the front, the female in the front, and behind her is Myson. I just showed you who Myson was, and I'm gonna show you again. All right, that's Tamika Mallory. That's Myson. A lot of times they both roll together. They do a lot of activist work related to the mistreatment of black people, unarmed killings, and stuff like that. So they kind of hooked up and rolled together on a lot of incidents. This dude in the gray, I'm going to tell you who he is, and I'm going to pull up this other video picture and let you know. So if you guys see this video from Jim Kenzie or somebody circulating this video, I'm going to go down and show you. He's talking about they're Masons and that this Chauvin was in other crisis incidents. And to me personally, he doesn't look the same as the other people in these other incidences that this guy in the video is trying to pull up. And again, that's not to say that I don't think that certain things can be staged or have been staged. I believe some things have been staged and made to look like people were injured when there wasn't. And then there are incidents that I think were staged, but actually people were, as a result, people still were harmed or maimed or murdered or killed in these quote unquote staged events. You can have a staged event and somebody still get killed. All right. And like I said, I made I think I did a podcast a while back, episode explaining that. So for instance, I can get with somebody, 3 or 4 or 5 people, and I can tell them, hey, look, I want to stage this thing And when at a certain time, when this person come out, I want y'all to start yelling and screaming, you lie, you lie. Just giving you an example. I can say that. But what I don't tell them is I'm actually going to do something physical to somebody, right? But they don't know this until I actually do it. So I had them help me stage an event, and then I actually do something real to somebody. So I think stuff like that can go on. I'm not saying I did that for anybody who cuts this portion of the video out. I'm just saying you can stage things and real injuries can happen from a staged event. All right. And then the incidents can be a real event and just happen the way they happen. So again, in this picture, you got Tamika Mallory. That's the girl in the front. Behind her is my son. He's a rapper / activist, and maybe he's an entrepreneur as well. In this picture here, I'm going to tell you who he is in a second. He's got the gray on. All right. And then, of course, this guy here is not George Floyd, as the guy stated in his video. He just says, yeah, that's George Floyd, and they pulling the wool over all of y'all. He's not dead, and blah, 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 blah. That picture is Steven Jackson, a former NBA player and friend of George Floyd. All right, so I'm going to pull that up again. All right, there it is. I just told you this is my son, the guy who was standing behind the girl, Tamika Mallory. Here's the guy in the gray right here. That guy in the gray, for those who don't know, is Attorney Lee Merritt. He's like the civil rights type of attorneys who, when cases like this, he'll go out with the family members and trying to get some so-called justice. But I'm not going to go too deep into him, but I think him and Crump and a couple of other civil rights activists are suspect for being real scammy. All right. It has nothing to do with staging an event. You just think there's been some things going on and some information found out, and it's real suspect about these attorneys. All right. However, like I said, there is Steven Jackson. There's my son. Sometimes they say my son, the general. He's a rapper / activist. This is Lee Merritt, the same gray sweatshirt. All right. And now I'm going to pull up something else real quick here before I get out of here, just to give you some more context to who you were seeing. Let me see here. All right, there we go. And there's Tamika Mallory. Now I'm just going to scroll down. Okay, here's a good one right here. Again, there is Tamika Mallory right here. All right. That's Tamika Mallory. There goes Lee Merritt. I told you behind Tamika was my son. That's right there. All right. And then this is Steven Jackson, who the dude in this Facebook video saying is George Floyd. All right. So now I'm just going to scroll down some. And here's a picture here where you have, you see George Floyd on the right, and you see Steven Jackson on the left. All right. In the picture, George Floyd looks to be a little bit wider, but again, Steven Jackson said, they're both similar in height, similar in weight. All right. And again, scrolling down, you see Steven Jackson, who the dude in the video is saying, that's George Floyd. He's standing at his own funeral. They're pulling the wool over your eyes. They're tricking everybody. They're 3rd-degree Masons and 33-degree Masons and this and that. That's Tamika Mallory. That's Lee Merritt. That's my son behind Tamika. All right. Here is Steven Jackson in this picture. Every time I roll over, okay, there we go. There's Steven Jackson right here. All right. That's the same dude here, Steven Jackson. All right. Scroll down some more. There's Tamika Mallory again. You see her face there. All right. There goes Steven Jackson again. As a matter of fact, in that same picture, Jamie Foxx was also there at that conference as well. All right. So I guess he's saying Jamie Foxx is a crisis actor, although he acts. So the main point I wanted to bring out about this whole thing, that there's a video floating around on Facebook, and it might be on Twitter and other places, that's going to start saying that this is all a hoax and that George Floyd is alive, and he's saying that this guy here in the background was George Floyd when he had his face covered up and his eyes covered with glasses. There goes Tamika Mallory again. It's these right here, all the same conference right here, if I'm not mistaken. They're all the same. All right. There goes Steven Jackson again. He has similarities to George Floyd. All right. There we go again right here. That's the same conference. This dude the video this guy on Facebook has been using, being deceptive with the information. That's Lee Merritt, because he had the same hoodie. I believe that's Steven Jackson there. All right. There goes Steven Jackson again. The same dude that this guy keeps saying is George Floyd. That's Steven Jackson. So there we go again. There goes Lee Merritt there. Let me let the video play itself. There's Lee Merritt again. There's Steven Jackson. There's Steven Jackson again. Let me go back. There's Steven Jackson again. Let me let the video play. There you go again. There he is again. All right. There he is again. So I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention, that there's somebody circulating information trying to say that it's George Floyd. So we got some, and he sounded like a black dude's voice. So we got some black people out here being deceptive, putting out deceptive videos. All right. And as far as the earlier parts of the video, you guys can look at the whole thing in its entirety, make up your own mind. I just thought I'd bring this out. As you see, I don't know who Jim Kenzie is. I'm not a friend of him, but you see the picture there when you see him, a couple of white dudes playing guitar. So I don't know, you can kind of make up your mind about that, but you can watch this whole video and make your decision on that. I just wanted to pull out that whoever this dude is that's making this video, he's even saying that the girl who owned the club or whatever is the same girl in some other crisis events. That's up to you to decide if that's true or not. What I'm saying is the part that he's talking about, that this right here is George Floyd and that these people are crisis actors. That's Tamika Mallory. That's my son. That's attorney Lee Merritt. He's saying all these people are all part of the scam. The part that's messed up is for him to go and say that this was George Floyd right here. And that's not. That's Steven Jackson. I keep repeating myself, but that's Steven Jackson. This is who he said it was George Floyd standing amongst everybody and people thinking he was dead. So this guy's out here putting out false information. And at least in this portion of the video, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. All right. So just be aware that there's people out there that's getting ready to, or already has, going to put out a lot of disinformation and misinformation. And I thought I set the record straight by calling that part of it out. And 9 times out of 10, if that part of the video was janky, then the rest of the video is janky. But that'll be up to you guys to check out and determine. All right. So I just wanted to bring that out. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching What's the 411. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What's the 411. And right now, we're going to break down a video that seems to be out there circulating with a little bit of misinformation. All right. So let me break this down for y'all real quick.